Welcome to Total Spray Droplet Management. Previously, we discussed why total spray droplet management is important and the science behind droplet sizes. This fourth video discusses nozzle types.
We've been discussing how important droplet size is to making both an efficacious application and minimizing the risk of drift. Now we're going to talk about the nozzle, how the nozzle type, size, and pressure impacts the droplet size spectra created during the application. There are three primary ways that the nozzle affects the droplet size spectra. The first way is the nozzle type chosen. There are different types of nozzles and they make different sizes of droplet spectra. The second way is in the orifice size. Now the orifice size of the nozzle is one of the primary determinants of the flow rate out of the nozzle. So you have to apply so many gallons per acre or gallons per 1,000 square feet depending on your application site. You're going to have to go through the calibration process and select the right orifice size and pressure that provides the flow rate you need to make that application. But that orifice size doesn't just affect the flow rate, it also affects the droplet size. The larger the orifice, the larger the droplet spectra. The smaller the orifice, the smaller the droplet spectra. And finally, the operating pressure. As I already mentioned, the operating pressure also affects the flow rate out of the nozzle, but it also affects the droplet size. Higher pressure results in a smaller droplet spectra. Lower pressure results in a larger droplet spectra. There are many types of nozzles used for pesticide applications. I'm going to talk about the three main types used. The first one we're going to discuss is the extended range flat fan nozzle. Now the extended range flat fan nozzle has a single exit orifice on it. So if we flip this nozzle around, look at the back here, the spray enters the nozzle this side and then travels through the nozzle and leaves through this exit orifice. This exit orifice does three things for us during the application. First of all, it meters the amount of liquid coming out of the nozzle. So the flow rate from this nozzle, measured in gallons per minute, is dependent on the size of that exit orifice. The bigger the exit orifice, the more spray is released. The smaller the orifice, the less spray is released. The second thing it does is it forms the flat fan-shaped spray pattern. So as the spray leaves this nozzle, it comes out in a fan shape. The third thing that it does is it forms the individual droplet size from this nozzle. As a general rule, extended range flat fan nozzles make a fairly small droplet spectra. So that in terms of coverage, they provide very good coverage. There is a higher risk of drift from this type of nozzle than some of the other nozzles that I'm going to be talking about. The second main type of nozzle that I'm going to talk about is called a pre-orifice nozzle. Now if we look at the front of the pre-orifice nozzle here, similar to the extended range flat fan nozzle, it also has an exit orifice on it. What's different about a pre-orifice design nozzle is that if we flip it around and look at the end that the spray first enters in, there is a second orifice on this nozzle. This is the pre-orifice. So the spray first has to pass through this pre-orifice before it travels through the nozzle and finally out the exit orifice. On a pre-orifice nozzle, the exit orifice is only doing two things for us. It creates the fan-shaped spray pattern and the droplet size. It is actually the pre-orifice that meters the amount of spray coming out of the nozzle. Because the pre-orifice does the metering and all the exit orifice does is form the fan-shaped pattern and the droplet size, the exit orifice is larger than the pre-orifice. So we go from a small opening to a larger opening. That does two things. First of all, it creates an internal reduction in pressure. Mentioned that lower pressure means larger spray droplet size. The other thing that it does is it allows us to use a larger exit orifice to actually form those droplet sizes. And again, similar to pressure, that orifice size impacts the droplet size. Larger exit orifice means larger spray droplet size. The third main type of nozzle that I'm going to talk about is the air induction nozzle. Now this particular model happens to be two-piece, which works well for explaining how an air induction nozzle works, but the vast majority of air induction nozzles are not two-piece. An air induction nozzle, we'll break this one into the two pieces, starts out very similar to the pre-orifice nozzle. We look at the end here that the spray comes into, and there is a pre-orifice. Similar to the pre-orifice nozzle, this pre-orifice on the air induction nozzle is also what meters the liquid. So it's the size of this opening that determines how many gallons per minute come out of this nozzle. What's different though from the pre-orifice nozzle is after the spray passes through this pre-orifice, it enters a venturi chamber. So we narrow up the spray passage and then there are holes in the side of this chamber. That creates a venturi action that draws air into the nozzle. So in this part of the nozzle then, we're now mixing air and spray together. Then that air and spray mixture leaves through the exit orifice, and that's, in this case, the exit orifice for this nozzle is just a standard extended range flat fan nozzle. So this exit orifice, again, does just two things for us in this case. It forms that fan-shaped pattern, and it also creates the final droplet size. What the air induction nozzle allows us to do is have an even greater increase in orifice size from the pre-orifice to the exit orifice. So it's a further improvement over the standard pre-orifice design in that it allows for an even greater reduction in pressure internally within the nozzle. And again, because that exit orifice is so much larger than the pre-orifice, large orifice size results in a larger droplet size. Another important concept to understand is that as we use a nozzle, it wears out. When you look at a nozzle, you think, well, what wears out on this? It is the exit orifice. As liquid passes over that orifice, it wears away. There are three things that change as the orifice wears. One is obvious, it's the flow rate. As the orifice gets bigger, it's going to let more liquid out of it. The second is the fan-shaped pattern. The exit orifice on a flat fan nozzle is elliptical in shape, but it doesn't wear that way. As it wears, it becomes more circular, so we lose our fan-shaped pattern. Finally, the third thing that happens is there's an increase in droplet size. I mentioned earlier that larger orifices create larger droplet spectra, so as this orifice wears and becomes larger, we also have that increase in droplet size. Now, the easiest thing to actually measure in terms of nozzle wear is that increase in flow rate. Over time, you're going to notice that the flow out of the nozzle is higher. Usually, you want to replace a nozzle when that flow rate is 10% or more above the initial original flow rate for the nozzle. That's a sign that the wear has gotten to the point where you want to put a new nozzle on that sprayer. Selecting the proper nozzle for your application is critical to achieving the correct droplet size that you need. The process where we select the nozzle we're going to use is the calibration process, and when we carry out calibration, we want to keep in mind we should be calibrating for both the spray application rate, measured in either gallons per acre or gallons per 1,000 square feet, as well as the droplet size. Now, both of these things will be taken from the pesticide label. You'll determine how many gallons per acre or 1,000 square feet you want to apply and what the optimum droplet size spectra is for the application you're making. You'll then select the nozzle type, orifice size, and pressure combination that gives you both the right flow rate and the right droplet size. For any given nozzle type and orifice size, higher pressure increases flow but reduces droplet spectra, whereas lower pressure reduces flow rate but increases droplet size. So it's that combination of nozzle type, orifice size, and pressure that determines the flow rate out of the nozzle, which you'll use to achieve the right spray application rate, as well as the droplet spectra needed for the application.